With all the controversy over rail, you may not know it, but we already have a train that makes weekly trips along the Ewa coast. If you have friends or relatives visiting, we think this is an experience they'll really enjoy. You know what? Forget them. I want to go on this ride myself. All aboard!
My name's Tom McCarthy and I am the administrator of the Hawaiian Railway Society. We got a good idea for the Christmas holiday coming up for you folks today. Maybe you'd like to come out, if you have company coming into town, you might like to come out and do a historic ride for us on the tracks, walk around our yard, check out the antique pieces. And we go out every Sunday at 1 and 3 p.m. No reservations are required. You call, if you're here about 30 minutes in advance, you'll have plenty of time. The pricing is $12 for adults, $8 for kids 2 through 12, and also $8 for seniors 62 and above. Our rides are 90-minute round trips out to the Kahe Point power plant and back. Along the way, you're going to see historic sites like Fort Barrett. We're going to be going by Pu'uomakakilo, which used to be a place of observation to the ancients. You're going to be out going across the coral plains of Ewa. You'll get some beautiful views of the Ko'olina properties in the golf course. And then the last part of the train ride is right along the coast and you get gorgeous views of the ocean. And it's a really nice ride.
My name's Jeff Livingston. I'm the historian with the Hawaiian Railway Society. I've been a member since 1990, but have been the historian for the last 3 years. The Oahu Railway commenced operations in 1889 under a charter granted by King Kalakaua. The original purpose of the railroad was to haul freight, but there was no freight along the main line. Dillingham developed Pearl City Peninsula as a homestead area and sold lots, so his railroad had a purpose. He hauled passengers between Pearl City and Honolulu until freight developed in the Ewa Plantation, of which Dillingham also had a portion. When the railroad started, it expanded from downtown Honolulu to Kahuku, a distance of about 79 miles. In 1911, they built a branch from Waipahu up to Wahiawa and Schofield Barracks. That was primarily to haul pineapples. Its greatest use was during the Second World War, when the railroad ran virtually 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This locomotive, ORNL number 12, which was the last operational steam locomotive of the ORNL, was purchased in 1912, made by the American Locomotive Company. She was originally designed and to this day burns oil. Our current locomotives that we use on our weekly trips are diesel locomotives and burn straight diesel fuel. In 1947, most of the plantations and other freight producers of the island had shifted to trucks. The ORNL was no longer competitive and quickly faded into distant memory. One of the problems we have at the Hawaiian Railway Society is that most of the younger generations have no idea that there was a railroad on Oahu, or that each plantation had its own individual railroad. We need younger members, we need younger interest, we need more people, more volunteers. This is ORNL coach number 2. It was built in downtown Honolulu at the ORNL shops in 1910. It is one of only 2 first-class coaches remaining on the face of the earth, the other being in Los Angeles. Coach 2, in spite of its condition, is planned for restoration, immediately following the restoration of a coach now in progress, number 57.
I'm Larry Howard with the Hawaiian Railway Society here in Ewa. I'm vice president of the society. Besides being vice president, everybody out here ends up doing just about everything it is to keep it running. The Coach 64 that we're in now was Dillingham's original, or Dillingham's coach. It was built for him in 1900. We got the coach sometime in the 70s or 80s. One of our members, Dave Lomas, has passed away now, spent 7 years restoring this particular coach almost single-handedly. It was in pretty bad shape when we got it from down at the Ala Moana or from Bishop Museum. We spent, I think it was about $20,000 on just materials, no labor, that was all free. We finished in about 1995 95 or 96, I think. And then what we've done, just to make sure that it doesn't deteriorate, we use it once a month, plus any other parties and stuff that we go. So we keep it going that way. But almost everything you see in here is original or an exact copy of it. In fact, the material for the curtains is the original pattern. The hardware is all original except for 2 or 3 that were duplicates. The light fixtures are all the same. Most of the glass is original in the particular coach. When you come in from the back, you come into an Italian marble sink, which is the original sink, and then there's a beveled mirror, which is the original mirror. And then in behind the little door there's a little porta, a little potty. Actually, it's a nice little toilet, but it goes straight through to the floor. The material, the woods you see in here, I think there's 11 different woods in here, from everything you can think of, from oak, mahogany, teak, and so on, that make up the different woods. Most of it is original. Some of it had to be replaced, but very little.
The Dillingham private car goes on the tracks on the second Sunday of every month. It's by reservation only. It isn't a first come, first served thing, but it is a really unique ride, and it's steeped in history.
One of our purposes with the Hawaiian Railway Society is to preserve that memory and promote the railroad and what was a major economic engine of Hawaii.